Hello everyone, John Runner 88 here with another Star Wars figure review, and this time it is Hunter from the Bad Batch. And very impressed with this figure, also a bit frustrated with this figure. And we'll get to all that. First, I'll show you the card back. One little frustrating bit with these is that the inconsistency with the card backs. Sometimes you've got a realistic depiction, sometimes you've got a just straight up from the animation picture. And while it is a good looking image, it would have been kind of cool to get like a realistic depiction of him. But there's Hunter there. And take a good look. See how clean his armor is? Right? It's so clean, right? Interesting. Yeah, he's very clean. And he should not be. That was a joke. Because Hunter here should be all scuffed up. And he does have, like, he's got the few little silver flashes here. But I am going to dirty this guy up. Very much so. Because I think that will... A lot of people say that he's, like... They're like, oh, he looks like he's animated and whatnot. He's like... Yes, because he's just like solid colors pretty much. Like that's I feel that way about all of like the Black Series figures that they come out with recently because they almost never put paint on the Black Series. It doesn't matter like what figure it is unless it's just like I don't know. Like all the Black Series figures are just void of paint, at least, or I shouldn't say void of paint, void of like weathering, and it just like makes them look far more cheap than they actually are. And I think with just a quick, just a weathering job on this, just a nice dark wash, and then like hit maybe the edges with a little silver to bring out all the little details, I think it'll look absolutely awesome. He's got his backpack here. Would be cool if he had some weapon storage on it, because, he doesn't hold his blaster all the time. But I don't think he really, in the show, has a spot to put his blaster anyway. They don't really think about that kind of stuff in animation. They do know how to focus in animation, though. There we go. So, his blaster, it's like the Republic Commando blaster. It is undersized, unfortunately. Could be a little bit bigger. I mean, it's not terrible, but hopefully when we get a wrecker in this scale, that blaster is going to look even smaller. But he's got his knee pads in the right place. Thank you, Hasbro. That is an issue with the Black Series. It is on the thigh armor, so it looks stupid, if you ask me. But other than that, all the other two... Okay. I'm going to stop for a second, because this is very important. When I looked at the bottom of his feet, I just rolled my eyes. Hasbro, what the heck is that? It looks like somebody accidentally like dropped something onto his foot. Those are the saddest excuses for peg holes I have ever seen. You can't get anything in there, and even if you did, it's not going to help stand him up. But yeah, I thought that was very funny. But let us go for I just had to point it out right when I saw him. The memories came flooding back to me. But I'll take his blaster out of his hand. He did come with a small blaster pistol, and I think one of the issues people has with Hunter, or like this kind of depiction of the kind of like, because he does have like Republic Commando armor, it's just like gray, is that they say it's very thin in the waist, but I think it's just that there's nothing like on him, like there's no like utility belt or anything. I think if he did have a utility belt, it would I don't think anybody would be having that issue or having that conversation. But I noticed that the Hot Toys version has a little bit hanging down for his blaster pistol. And I actually did see a few pictures of him from the animation, and he did have the blaster pistol holster. So it would have been cool if they added that, but it's whatever. I did notice that this part is like just gray. I'm gonna paint that black because it should be black. Just it's part of his undersuit, so definitely paint that up eventually. His backpack comes off nicely, and his shoulder armor is soft rubber, and it's got that ring around the peg that goes into his torso. So the armor does flex a bit. I'm a little concerned about them doing stuff like this because obviously a soft rubber is not going to last as long as a hard plastic. And I just hope that over time these don't, like, if you twist it too much, is it going to tear? Is it going to get like worn down? Obviously everything gets worn down, but I'm curious as to how durable these are going to be, especially being wedged into there with this like tiny little piece holding it on. They should have just like connected it to the piece up here, but it is what it is. I'm sure they did that so they can swap out the pieces easier. Maybe reuse like the upper part for Crosshair when they get to him eventually, and that way there's not like an armor piece molded onto it, so this can be cheaper to make and manufacture, being rubber, and then swap it out with like Crosshair's pieces. So I'm sure they're thinking ahead in some aspect, but it can be a little frustrating in regards to the longevity of the figures. I think he is fine as far as like the bulk that he has. I think the biggest issue is that his helmet is way too big. And that is also adding to the cartooniness of this figure. Again, I've mentioned it in so many videos, swappable heads and helmets, they need to start doing it because it's like the helmet looks good, but it I think just a little bit smaller, it would have looked great. And you can, I mean, it's because his hair is so fabulous. Let's take a look at that mean mug he's got going on. He looks great. I think they did an awesome job. The paint looks good. Eyes look good. I think kind of looks a little cross-eyed, but I think that's just because the tattoo on his face is kind of like pulling your eyes to like the center of his face, so it kind of makes him look a little cross-eyed, but he's not. I checked him out. He's good. He's got his fabulous hair, but again, like they have to accommodate that in the helmet, so makes it even bigger. But the helmet does go on good. I'm not worried about any paint scuffing on him just because he's got like his hair covers his head quite a bit. And it is a separate piece. I was looking at it and you can definitely see that there's like edges around like his ears and stuff. So it does seem to be a separate piece that they kind of plopped on there somehow. Yeah, that's Hunter. Hopefully we get the rest of the batch. That would be awesome. I'm not too concerned about like their season 2 looks. Like they look good in season 2, but I'm just gonna be happy with just the regular Bad Batch. And I hope that when we do get a Crosshair, I hope it is his actual Bad Batch armor and not his Imperial armor, because I would rather have the whole batch rather than the separated batch, you know? But that's me. And, I'll be fine with this being the Republic Commando body. I'm sure they'll do that eventually because, that's just what they want to do. So they've been doing with Black Series. They've been pumping those out. And yeah, other than that, I think he looks awesome. Definitely a few nitpicks, ways he could have been much better. But overall, I think he looks great. I think with a smaller helmet, he'd look even better just because you could definitely see that shoulder bulkiness. But we just need him to be flanked by his brothers. And yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Did you find Hunter in the wild yet? I did. Found him at Walmart. Go check your Walmarts. They've been getting cases. Oh. they've been getting cases, and I've seen them at least two of them in my area so far. So get out there, get looking. Good luck with all your toy hunting, and go follow me over on Instagram, JohnRunner88 over there as well. And yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. Bye, guys.